All right, guys. All right, we're going to talk about some Potomac Housewives, season 9, episode 10, Love in the Fast Lane. So, everybody watched the show, right? So we can all probably agree that it wasn't even that much to it, just a little, filler episode. Some things that some girls might have, I guess, maybe had in the background that they want to just pull to the forefront, which is fine, whatever. Lets us get to know them a little bit better. But we start off with Giselle and the girls. You know, I would say, right, I don't want to say it wasn't much to her conversation, nothing, but family time. We'll say this was a lot of family time in this episode, so to speak. So, of course, we know Grace is off to college, the twins, they on their way. So, right, hopefully things go well and whatnot. But the main thing that we got out of this point would be that her father, because, she was just telling them how she appreciate them when he passed. Like everybody handled it pretty well. You know what I'm saying, for them, for their ages and things like that. But we find out that somehow her father, Giselle's father, his will. Somebody had him sign some papers, you know what I'm saying, without Giselle seeing or knowing or being there, which affects her because she got left out of all his things. Usually the parents leave stuff to the children, but unfortunately, whoever did that. So she's trying to, figure out how she can overturn such orders and get what she's due and owed, right? So this brings up conversation about her girls, you know what I'm saying, thinking for their future, like, well, hopefully that their father, that's why she at least tries to maintain that good co-parentingship that they have, because in the end, it's like no matter who he be with and all this stuff, he just got to make sure that he take care of them girls. So, okay, cool. Okay, we got Stacy with TJ. Looked like they at his apartment or wherever he's staying at. He had on a little bonnet for, I guess, giggles or whatever, as his chef hat, making some pizza, little frozen pizza from the oven, and he served some little Huggies, which were actually the large sizes, for the drinks. Okay, cute, being funny. Like I said, he's just goofy, corny, whatever. Is it funny? To some people, sure, it's funny to her. You know what I'm saying? She likes it. We don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I guess it was just trying to show her that he down to earth or whatever. I don't know. That's kind of how I got that from that. But, they're talking about their relationship and where things is going. She did tell him about the divorce and some things that happened at the mediation. But, of course, not everything, you know what I'm saying? You got to, not too much, just a little bit. He ain't never been married or whatever, so some things he might not understand. But one thing he is understanding is this taking it slow type thing, right? Because he just said he's not really into meeting people and just automatically jumping into the bed with him. So, it's just something that he's just not that type of guy, let's just say. He just takes things slow. He like to get to know people, and he like to just see where things go versus just, hey, what's your name? Okay, boom. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, okay, well, the girls obviously think that I should just break up with you because what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Or what if I go date other people? And he like, sure, like if you go and do something like that, then I got to do that too. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much he just gonna be on whatever page she on, you know what I'm saying? But at this stage in the relationship, I just want to I'm happy just with chilling and kicking it with you for now, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to do other things, then I can adjust. That's just kind of what I got from that conversation. Okay, so Wendy, we get to see her with her sister. They go to some little restaurant or something when they meet up with the mom, because she like, okay, I need you here because I'm about to tell her that I ain't been working, basically, right? So, of course, mama come. Mama, she was trying to do a little prayer, you know what I'm saying? I guess before the food got there while they was doing the menu. And Wendy kind of interrupted, grabbing the waiter, like, oh, hold on, one more thing, da, 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 da. And her mama like, oh my goodness, you was just interrupting me while I'm trying to pray. Like, how rude. So I'm like, okay, we know how she be a little bit, right? So Wendy like, okay, well, I quit my job. Of course, the mama reaction was like, are you crazy? What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I done lost my appetite. Like, what is going on? Like, but after talking and how she was saying, all that pressure and this and this and that from the parents trying to make them doctors and things like that, it do put a lot on some people, right? Maybe more than she could handle, but guess what? She handled it and she did it. She got 4 degrees, for Christ's sakes. And like she said, it doesn't mean that she's still not a doctor. It still don't diminish what she got. And she can always do whatever with them damn 4 degrees, just like, you know what I'm saying? But she's choosing to do some other stuff, and that's just fine. So the mama was like, all right, you explain it like that, cool, as long as you happy. All right, she ain't really make too much of a fuss, but, she cool with it. Okay, Giselle and Ashley. This is where the fast lane title of love come into play because they go on a speed dating thing, adventure. Okay, it was cute. We meet some guys. Ashley ended up with a date. I believe Giselle ended up with a date, but we just didn't see them interact like that. But we did get to see Ashley interact with her date at some point in the episode, which I probably didn't even write that down because... Okay, Karen and Ray, they just chilling and kicking the bobos, as married people do. And she just was just trying to, just have some husband and wife talk about, her feelings and things of that nature, and saying that, she did have these pent up resentment towards Ray from the past, you know what I'm saying, from things he was hiding from her, i.e. the taxes. And then they always replay that clip of them going to that therapy session where they, asked them, do you love her? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, I think I do, or whatever. So it's like, I don't think it's not that he don't love her or nothing. Like, they've been together for a long time. So this was actually good to see Ray alive, should I say. Like, this is the most that he done talked in probably 3 seasons, I feel like. Like, the last few, he was just kind of MIA. But I don't know if it was because there was no husbands around for him to, banter with, like some of the other housewives. Like, Big Chris is gone. Giselle ain't got nobody. Michael gone. Juan gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that little group is kind of broken up. So that's the only thing I appreciated from this was just to see, like, say, oh goodness, Ray is alive. But basically their relationship is back on track and he's being more supportive and all this blue, blue, blue. So it's good to see. Well, I can't wait for the more future episodes when we get to see them, Is it the couples trip coming up or something? Yeah. Okay, so Mia and Kay. So this is where, like, that question of, is Mia using Gordon's mental health issues, as a storyline, but as a crutch or excuse, you know what I'm saying? Maybe more of a crutch in this situation, because it's like, okay, I really want to leave this man and all this stuff. But since he's so manic, it makes it hard. And then he's the father of my kids, so I want to make sure he's always there for them. But on the other hand, he needs to be taken care of, so, I need to take care of him. So that ball of confusion that she's living in, I don't know how she's going to figure that out. But that's where this is like, Mia, at least for me, like, girl, is you... I don't know, like, you using this like, and you shouldn't use that, because mental health is, real issues, but don't be using it as an excuse and all this stuff. Like, he can go get help and all this stuff if he really needs it, right? I'm sure. So I don't know. Something ain't right about this, but she asking Kay for advice, and Kay is like, well, I ain't really no doctor like that. Like, she don't specialize in this, which is what I'm saying. So why you asking her? But her man do, in his little professional work. And I guess she's known, people around her who dealt with whatever issues that they had, so she understands and can relate, basically. So basically, she's just giving Mia some advice, basically like, well, that living in the same building situation should probably change. Like, maybe y'all should, separate a little bit more space than that. Also, is Ink the daddy? Because she asked me, like, is Ink the daddy of Jeremiah or whatever? And see, I don't even want to say, I probably shouldn't even said the boy name. Like, because I don't want to put the kids in this, right? But she's like, no, I don't think so. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he's not, but I'll do a DNA just to prove it, to everybody. And like I said, storyline, but sure, whatever. All right, so we ended off with Mia because, Gordon comes to her house, and I already mentioned Ashley and that dude going on a date, so irrelevant. But, Mia home with the kids. They're about to make some cookies, cute little scene. Kids are cute. And she's just trying to explain to them, like, me and daddy getting a divorce, right? When two people don't get along, it's time for them to separate, type of speech. And, for them, they know that he don't live there. So they understand that there is a separation going on. I guess it's just the why to it, you know what I'm saying? But for them, telling them, I mean, it kind of got through, it kind of didn't, you know what I'm saying? At least for their ages. Like I said, they understand that they're not together. But I think it's just the why part that is like, okay, that part is just, how do we explain that for their understanding? Because he does come over, they're making the cookies and things like that, and they're trying to tell them, and they're just like, well, okay, you can be not together, but the little girl, Juju, see, I don't put the girls in there, the kids in it, but yeah, little Ju, talk about, you can't marry Mr. Ink, though. So me and her face was like, okay, like, right, because, I mean, obviously, right. If you ain't with my daddy, we know that you with Mr. Ink because we see Mr. Ink all the time. And yeah, he cool and everything, but we don't want him to be that cool, okay? And, so we kind of dismissed the kids just a little bit because, that's what I'm saying. Like, the conversation was getting a little confusing and things of that nature. So we'll come back to this, because they get a gist of what's going on. But like I said, they just need a little bit more understanding. So since they have a little time alone, she brings up going out with Kay. Like, yeah, I went to coffee with her, and her and her dude working, this mental health issue, world. So, I went there for advice and just thought maybe it's just something you could look into. Gordon's like, okay, fine, whatever. Then she says, yeah, and maybe, you living in the same building might not be, the best thing. Like, maybe, you should move out. Or hell, Mia, you can move out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever thought about that? But either way, some space. And Gordon, the wheels is turning in his brain. You can see him, I guess, trying to think and process. Because like I said, I think right in on his side, I think for him, he would rather, like, okay, let's just separate and things like that. I'll let you go do your thing. I'm already let you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You got your man, and I'm cool with that. Like, why does things have to change? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Gordon does like that part of, well, I can still be married to you, but I'll let you go do your thing. Because obviously I'm getting a little older. I'm not going to be able to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it makes sense. Divorce just takes too much, look, too much paperwork, too much red tape, and look, the money probably too, like the money, because what would that leave him? I don't know. So we'll have to, they're going to have to figure that out. She also mentions how, you know, like, and this kind of rolls into some boundaries, you know, because Ink brought up, like, hey, well, what if you set some boundaries? In the last episode, I believe, yeah, when it was like driving somewhere or something like that, if I can't mistaken, something like that. But either way, you know, so what, you know, maybe we might consider a few little boundaries here, you know, just between us so that everything kind of runs a little bit more smoother and everybody can be more comfortable. But you know, this is where the to be continued kind of rolls in, because it's like, right, Gordon's looking at it, he's thinking, and it's right. It's like, that's not really what I want. And plus, if you're gonna leave me, I don't think Gordon he don't really like Ink like that, right? So it's like, I don't even want you to be with that man. Like, so it's a lot. I guess we'll have to figure out what's going on. Maybe when we get to the reunion, because I feel like that's where Mia is gonna have to do all her. She's gonna have to do all. It's gonna be a lot of questions for her, and she's gonna have to go. There's a lot of answering that she's gonna have to be doing. And hopefully she can tell the truth. That's all. We just want the truth, Mia. What's going on? It should be cut and dry, easy, simple. If not, if you ain't gonna tell it, then let Gordon tell it, okay? Make sure you take all the meds that day, that night and that morning, okay? But anyway, this is Potomac Housewives. Talk to y'all later.